Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash building My menu unloaded the title screen for some reason. But we're making a new building series today. I want to start a Sonic level. Like the Viprin Sonic series, we have Supersonic, Ultrasonic, Hypersonic, Subsonic, Sonic. I think after just messing around for a few weeks on YouTube, it's time to put my foot on the gas. I'm going to be putting more uploads up, more series, more ideas, more fully fledged ideas like full levels and stuff. Hopefully this goes well today because I want to make a full level in the Sonic style, and what I'm going to be doing is taking influence from certain creators within the Sonic series. For example, this episode I'm going to be taking inspiration from XCY7, which is one of my favorite 1.9 creators and a very influential creator within the Sonic series, having multiple parts. We're going to go for like a low insane, I guess. I want this to be like the easiest out of the Sonic series if it were to be placed in that kind of hierarchy. I'm going to start off with two pretty quick orb inputs. One of them is going to be late. I think like that. This should be pretty simple. And I think I'm going to stick to the 1.9 restrictions for this because that was kind of the golden era, at least for the Sonic series. Ah, that's cool. So if you continue on that block, you just roll off and miss the pad, and I can put a spike down here. But if you go down and hit the yellow, it then propels you enough to hit the blue and you can go flying. That's cool. A little timing at the end of this object. I might move this spike down so it's a little bit more obvious. Probably going to change that yellow orb though and just put like a gravity portal just so there's a slight break in the inputs because there's quite a few here. And I guess I'll make a little mini section. Oh, you can't scale. Whoops. When green orbs weren't available, this was very popular. It still kind of is if you want a bit of extra difficulty on a yellow orb timing or something. But yeah, I'm going to have to use it for the 1.9 restrictions. If I put an invisible saw on that purple, it's probably going to make it a lot more consistent because the timing of it is really weird. Nah, it needs to be a little bit more forgiving, but the problem is if you hit this too late, you're not going to make it to the end of that platform down there. I'm not sure about this beginning timing when I was playtesting it. I think what I'm going to do is just put a singular portal like that. It makes the opener of the level a lot more smooth, and you don't really have to worry about the double timing. You can just focus on the one. Now I feel like every time I die, it's my fault. That's great. That's a buffer. So that first timing is free, but the second one is not quite. Okay, this is all I want to add for the gameplay, and this is as far as I'm going to decorate in this video, because I feel like it's fitting with the song to lead off and make the build-up in a different episode. But I'm really happy with that gameplay, except you can jump off that block. Problem solved. Okay, so we need a 1.9-esque background. I think this one is the classic, but I might go with the checkerboards just for a bit of diversity. And the bricks in the ground. I'm going to set this to a purple. I'm going to have to do my color changes with the color trigger because that is how 1.9 went. Obviously, I can't have the background trigger, the color 1 trigger, the color 2 trigger. I gotta use like the color trigger and then put it in the box. That's a completely different thing. I'm gonna try and make the background pulse to this like light orange. That's the kind of energy I need. Then we'll just make the purple a bit brighter every now and then. And I think a pink would work pretty nicely too. Just guessing at this point, but it does look pretty interesting in the background there. And this seems loopable as well. Perfect. I can just have the whomp as like the orange. I might change a few of these little purples to an orange at like a random point, just so it seems a little bit more spontaneous. Yeah, the energy is high with this one. I can feel it. Okay, it's time to start decorating. I'm going to be using these little wavy ground spikes. Oh goodness, I need to connect some of these structures to the floor and make new ones as well, so there's not just a really open space on the bottom. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different structurally to XCY7's levels, mainly because the dude's a genius and I'm just not that. Kind of like the idea of having these slabs on the sides, but what I'm going to need to do is revert them to the original slab. These are weird because Rob removed them in favor of the colorable ones, but since I'm working on 1.9 limits, what I have to do is place in the original slabs using a custom object. I just took these from Stereo Madness. This is going to help me maintain my 4 color channels. I need to use them as wisely as possible because there's only 4 of them. There's not the 999 that we have in 2.1. Kind of like the idea of that little floating object over there. Adding saw blades where I can to fill the space a bit more. The only thing I'm worried about with this is the big structures kind of taken away from the energy that we have, because I had a lot of small structures earlier and it was really fast paced, but this could feel pretty static if I don't pull it off right. On the same frame as the background and line pulses, I'm going to be changing the objects to black with the occasional change to maybe a light orange or purple. This is smooth. I really like the way that this plays, the way that it looks, the way that it syncs with the music. It's not very often you would see 1.9 levels as flashy as this without being like full on effect levels. So it's going to be interesting to bring in 1.9 design with this. And I'm pretty sure since this is 1.9, what I have to do is completely stick to any layering that is given to these blocks by default. You see T11, I can't move that. I have to just pretend that layering does not exist. Okay, my first color, I think, is going to be an orange blending. Then I think we can have a pink blending as well as like a mix between an orange blending and a purple blending. Then we need, I think, a purple solid color. That's what I'm going to guess. I don't know. I haven't used like a color scheme like that in so long, but I guess we'll sharp find out whether that was a good idea or not. I think these little objects would look good in the ground at times. I don't want to overuse these because they are bright orange. Not underneath the block because I kind of want to link that into the ground somehow. And there we have another. There's 3 in the ground there, which is quite a lot. Okay, then I think for the other decoration on the ground, I'm going to go with these wavy objects. See, I feel like that's way too much. The pink should be much darker as a blending object. See, that looks way better. And I'm probably going to move it a little bit into the ground as well. Or maybe I'll stack it up first. Yeah, like that. So my methodology here is basically using the ground spikes to make sure that all of the colors in the level are fine, because it's the worst feeling when you get into a design and you don't have like the right colors that you're happy with and you have to keep changing them. Another thing that's worth mentioning, there was no glow ball in 1.9. These objects, you had to make them with corner pieces, which is just really strange to think about now, but it was definitely a thing. People used to bunch them together like this to create little stars. If you turn down the brightness on the blending, you could make like a light spot in the middle. So I think to honor that, I'm gonna add some purple sparkles at the bottom. That'll probably change in color a bunch with like a bunch of triggers, but there you go. You see, I have a little sparkle now that I can use. Honestly, I was gonna put them in the ground, but I might just put them around the orbs. And then around the portals, they can have the pink, maybe. Did I scale that down? Whoops, my bad. Sorry, guys. I'm trying my best to stick to the restrictions, but I will probably inevitably miss some. I can definitely go back and change this in another episode if it's wrong, okay? So please don't be afraid to tell me, because I will just change it. The portals look better when the sparkles are on different sides, I realize. And yeah, to the people that wanted a 1.9 decoration series, here you go. This is literally going to be that, so enjoy. The support lately has been kind of nuts, and I haven't really fed it properly because I've just been making kind of filler content while I've been getting back into the groove, but I can confidently say now I'm back. I have all my motivation. There's gonna be a bunch of series, there's gonna be a bunch of levels coming out, like it's gonna be epic. Okay, so every so often I'm going to make the pink sparkles go to white. Oh, I forgot I have to think about the fact that the ground spikes are also gonna change with this color change. That's kind of sucky. I would much rather this be a purple changing, because I haven't really used the purple in the ground, but that now means that I have to go into this purple and put it in all of the color channels. There's a lot more work required because you can't just copy the color of stuff. You have to manually put it in the color triggers yourself. I gotta find the right block choices for sure to make this work, and that's something that's kind of underrated about 1.9 creation. You can't just slap on any object and then scale it to make it look good. You have to commit to your block choices. Okay, so solution, instead of scaling, I move it 1 step down and to the right and then 2 steps up and to the left, and it creates that kind of blurry look. And I can probably change the color. Yeah, that looks good. Can I make the orange pulse to like the purple blending or something, because it sticks out so much? That definitely takes the stress away from the orange. I think that looks good. There's too many stars as well. I think 1 per portal is definitely going to be enough for this section. How do I make this work? It's so difficult to get this like the way that I want it. Maybe if I just reuse this blur thing and put it on the color channel that's like barely visible. There, that links the stuff together. Gotta remove the stars that this overlaps, because unfortunately they just get in the way. In chains of orbs, what I'm gonna do is just mix up which one of these I keep, like that. So we got 2 purples and we got 2 pinks. Now I think I'm going to route some of the orbs to the ground. Let me use these objects for that purpose. That works as orange, and it kind of fits with the saw blades as well. Then I wonder, can I do the theory of everything 2 thing? You know, the thing. Glow. We've done all of this without a single piece of block design. This is just truly legendary. Now I'm gonna replace some of the spikes with the cool ones, and I'll probably mix the detail from 1 and 3 because they kind of swap colors with each other. But I'm also going to leave in a lot of default spikes as well because it's fun. Everyone loves a little bit of variation. Well, it's time. I'm getting rid of the default blocks. This day has been due for a while, but it's finally going to happen. I'm replacing the blocks. It's been nice knowing your default blocks, but I must change to the trendier black ones. I'm not sure, but I think the fastest way to do this is to place the regular outlines first and then put the corner pieces in afterwards. Okay, now it's time to take my corner block and corner piece. Oh, never mind. I gotta put the corner pieces in separately. Why, dude? So I guess I gotta put the corners in and then the pieces. No wonder people miss miss out corner pieces sometimes. It's probably pretty hard to spot, especially when you spend all of the time playtesting also looking for like decoration issues. I wonder if I can figure out a cool way to make these slabs fit into the level a bit more. If I maybe blur like a little staircase down. That's such a non 1.9 strategy, but I'm going to use it anyway because it makes this a little bit more interesting. People like to argue that like people try to modernize 1.9 levels, but it makes the building process a lot more fun when you try and blend two different kinds, in my opinion anyway. Sure, it makes the level a little bit more redundant, especially if you're trying to recreate the feel of 1.9, but I think personally it's a much more fun building process. Oh, I just completely forgot 2 blocks up here. Wow. The true test is by selecting all of these objects and just deleting them, whether the whole level stays alive, which it does. Nice. Gonna take a quick pit stop to actually put a spike here so it makes more sense. And also just add a couple more spikes to some other objects because they look kind of bland. As soon as that time is over, it should be good. And what I could actually do is maybe make these structures wonky. I do kind of like the way that that looks. It's not possible in a lot of areas, but where it is, I'm definitely going to use it. Do I really put the time in and put corner pieces here? Yes, I do, because it looks better. If I select these 4 corner pieces, I can probably copy paste these to the spots that I need them. If I flip them at times, I can definitely use these. That's cool. Okay, I've figured out how I can make this block a lot more interesting without ruining it with that spike, and that's just placing the fake spikes along the top. They make the blocks look a bit more dense in a way. I don't know how to explain it. It gives them a lot more variation, especially where I've left gaps with spikes because I didn't want to spam them. Now I gotta add a design underneath these blocks, which should just be as simple as adding these like connector pieces, and I'm not sure what color I'm gonna use. Maybe the orange, but I wonder how it would look if I added purple glow behind. It does make a difference. I think especially if I stack this. Yeah, okay. See, 1.9 was all about like making the most out of blending, I feel. Okay, then for the other objects in the block, I am going to just use the regular objects here. I could put like pulsing squares in this. Actually, I don't know. Pulsing squares would be interesting, but they would only work in certain spots, I feel. Can I rotate? Oh god, hold on. This is definitely possible. All I need to do is go brick by brick and just start spreading them out this way. Like that. Dude, I just nailed it first try. Look at that. All the base blocks are filled in. I need to make like the classic behind the level decoration. It was these objects people used. These used to go so crazy. It was like the custom backgrounds before custom backgrounds. I know personally I loved them, but yeah, I must say they are super easy to use. So let me make a bunch of patterns here because it's just so cool. These need to be brought back and used, man. They are so awesome. This isn't a rant, rather it's just an observation. I feel like the reason that people aren't as interested in design levels nowadays is the lack of patterning with it. You used to be able to make really cool background patterns with these objects that would fit in with the decoration. There was also these objects. They just don't get used anymore, and they make some really cool and nostalgic looking patterns, and they can honestly bring your colors together. I want to see a resurgence of these objects. Bring them back. They are so cool and easy to use. They're pretty much free decoration once you've finished a part and you've got like the full direction. There we go. That's it. I've single-handedly brought the essence of 1.9 back to this level just because of those objects. They really do go so hard. Like, come on. All I need to do now is add like arrows or something and I'm done. I'm gonna use play colors for the arrows just to give me a little bit more range of color here. And I hope this has been enjoyable to watch because I definitely have a lot of motivation to go and create like a full Sonic level here. Okay, boom. Thank you for watching the first episode in the Sonic series. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to be so fun. Seriously, really enjoyed that. Okay, I need to like get off this right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep tampering with it. Thank you for watching so much. Whoa, Sonic is under construction. Check the links in the description. My menu's still broken. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe and have a good day.